Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we are covering Basculin. Basculin is actually quite an interesting Pokemon. It's got relatively okay speed, relatively okay attack. Its defenses are a little bit low, so it's not necessarily going to live many attacks, but it has got access to a few new moves. So today we are going to be updating the set that I've done previously. If you do want to check out that previous set, please do go and check out that card at the end of the video. Now, whilst I'm plugging a few things, I would like to ask you if you could please go down and like this video and also subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. It really helps, one, build up the community for me, and two, it will then help show you the competitive guides that I come out with quite frequently or every day. As a matter of fact, I upload free competitive guides that can help you out in whatever you're looking for. Now, back to Basculin. The first thing I should say about Basculin is the fact that there is the red stripe form and there is the blue stripe form. Now, the red stripe form, the only differences are the abilities. So, red stripe form has Reckless as an ability, so any of the recoil moves or crash damage moves have 1.2 times power, whereas blue stripe has Rockhead as the ability, and this Pokemon does not take recoil damage, except for like Life Orb and stuff like that. So that is the difference between them. One of them gets a slight boost, the red gets a slight boost, the blue just doesn't take the recoil. So depending on what scenario you want to run it in, you can run it in that one. I've just come up with a couple of sets for you here. So let's get started. The first set I've gone for is a Life Orb set. I've gone for Reckless as our ability, so you have extra 1.2 times power on your recoil or damage moves, and you have Head Smash, which gives you a lot of recoil. So that's going to have an extra little bit, 1.2 times in the damage. Now you could have a Wish User in the back. I think that's definitely recommended for Basculin because of that damage that you're going to see on yourself from recoil. We've also got Double Edge, which again gives you some recoil also. I've put Waterfall on here as your strong stab water type move. If you're faster than the Pokemon, it also has a chance to flinch them, so that's a benefit. And then finally I've gone for Scale Shot. Now Scale Shot lowers your defense by one stage, but it raises your speed by one stage. So essentially you can be faster than you were before. Now at base 98 speed, having a +1 in speed is definitely going to be a benefit for you. And then this Life Orb boosts your attacks ever so slightly there. EVs, I've gone for max attack and max speed with a Jolly Nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. The Jolly Nature allows you to outspeed any base 100 speed Pokemon that have the speed investment, but they don't have the plus nature in the speed investment. Now that is really helpful because there are a lot of base 100 speed Pokemon, and having the ability to outspeed them can be very, very helpful. Now, obviously, you are, as I said, you're taking a lot of recoil with this set, so having the option to be able to heal yourself up is definitely going to be a requirement. Please do have a Wish User with this, otherwise you're probably going to faint within 2 or 3 turns. Moving on to the second set, so I have gone for a bit more of a supportive set, I suppose, in a way here, and there's a couple of ways of running this. So we've got Leftovers, allowing for us to heal up every turn, and then we've got Adaptability. Adaptability basically meaning your stab goes to 2 times power rather than 1.5 times power. So the flip turn is going to do 2 times damage rather than 1.5 times damage. Flip Turn, obviously being one of the new moves that has been introduced in this Isle of Armor update, and this allows for you to basically use U-Turn as a water type move. So you can get out of there, you can give some damage and then get out of there and get a new Pokemon in. Now this can be effective in scouting out what your opponent's doing, so let's say you're predicting a switch, you can Flip Turn after they've done that switch, get out of there and get into the next Pokemon, or if you're running like a slower speed, so you're running max HP, max defense for example, you can potentially absorb a hit, do the Flip Turn, get the damage, maybe break a sash or something, and then go into the next Pokemon and have that fresh in without having to take the damage of switching, so that can work very nicely. We have got Toxic, which is a transfer only move, so you would have to transfer a Pokemon with Toxic already taught to your game, but Toxic can be really helpful for one, breaking down walls, because walls can be such a problem and it will limit the amount of time they can be in. And you also have the option of sorting out setup sweepers. Now, setup sweepers have 2 options when they're toxic. They can either not set up as much as they were going to, so not have enough power to sweep your team, or they can set up as much as they originally planned to and not be able to sweep your team because they haven't got enough time before they have to switch out or faint. So toxic can be really effective in that sense. We've then got Taunts. Now, Taunt allows for you to, again, stop the setups in case that a Pokemon is trying to set up on you. And it can also stop things like Stealth Rocks being set up. It can stop things like Recover, which can be really handy in general for you. And then I've got Psychic Fangs on here. Psychic Fangs is good because it can get rid of things like Aurora Veil and the screens, which, whilst they're not the most common things in the world, they are still somewhat common. So having that Psychic Fangs there is definitely an option for you to go for to do that. Now, EVs, there are several ways to run this. You could go for the flip turn Psychic Fangs doing as much damage as you can with the max attack and max speed, with a jolly nature, as I explained before, for the base 100s. You could go max HP and max speed if you're wanting to do that kind of flip turn scenario where you're scouting out what they're going to do. Or you could go max HP, max defense, or max HP, max special defense. You would have either a impish or careful nature, depending on which one you want to do. And that would work quite well in scenarios of being able to potentially absorb 1 or 2 hits. Now, Basculin doesn't have the best defenses, so it's not going to absorb too many hits, but it might be able to absorb 1 or 2 before taking too much damage. Now, finally, I've gone for a blue stripe Basculin this time. It doesn't really matter whether it's blue or red for this set because we've gone for Mold Breaker as the ability. Now, Mold Breaker is really cool because it ignores the ability of the opposing Pokemon. So if you have a Pokemon that is trying to levitate, that will not be happening. So if you had, for example, Earthquake, that wouldn't be happening. Now, I've gone for a Dynamax set here. So on here we have Superpower. This will turn to Max Knuckle, increasing up your attack by 1 stage each time you use it. Bounce, which will turn to Max Airstream, increasing up your speed by 1 stage each time you use it. Waterfall, which will allow you to set up the Rain. Now, Rain can be handy for if you have like a Swift Swim user in the back or a Rain Dish Pokemon, or even any like Sizzle, for example, that's 4 times weak to fire. That can be really helpful having the Rain set up so you can get that in without having to take too much damage or worry about the fire types. And then you've got Zen Headbutt. You can set up the Psychic Terrain to allow for you to be able to... excuse me, I just got something in my throat. Zen Headbutt will allow you to set up the Psychic Terrain to prevent any priority from hitting you, so that could be very handy as well. And then we have Choice Band. I've put the Choice Band on here. You can go for like Life Orb, or Leftovers, or Red Card, or any assortment of berries, or probably about 101 other things. Even Weakness Policy is a possibility, but there's lots of different items that you could run on this. I just thought Choice Band would work quite nicely, because when you're Dynamax, your Choice Band isn't actually activated, so you're not locked into a move, and that's the case when you're back to normal. So the idea would be to set up your attack and your speed, and then when you're back to normal, choose a move, or if you've got Life Orb or something, just attack, and hopefully you'll be able to cause a lot of problems for your opponent. EV's gone for max attack and max speed with a jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs of special defense. You can go for the adamant nature in this scenario because you are going for that attempted at +1 speed, so it's up to you what you decide to go for on the nature. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.